Hi, so the other piece I wanted to share was about time. And time's it's an interesting concept because we learn about it. We learn about months, we learn about how time moves through the seasons. To be on time is a good thing, and to be on time for work, time as we age. There's so many different aspects to time, and we're beginning to awaken to the realization that really there's no time. Time doesn't exist. Time is just a frame, a structure that we created to be able to move into our day to day and interact and understand one another in a certain way. But it doesn't exist, it's not there. And I remember last year I was at my friend Heather's house and I was having a bath. And there's a lot of revelation for me that happens when I'm taking a shower or having a bath. And because water is a conductor of energy, so there's a lot of potential in that. And anyways, I was in the bath and I had this message where basically they were telling me that everything is happening simultaneously. There is no past and there is no future. That doesn't exist either. It's all happening now. And the fact that it's all happening now is that your future has already happened. And so what's the purpose of worrying about the future? It already happened. What's the purpose of worrying about the past or condemning ourselves about the past? It already happened. So all we have is here, and this is the piece about time. And so there is no point of making a wrong decision. There is no wrong decision. We have already made this decision. Our conscious is just becoming aware of the decision that we're making. And so recently, I was biking from work on Salt Spring. I was biking from work to back home. And I just love biking. I'll tell you why. Because nowadays, when I get off from work, it's dark and there's no lights on Salt Springs. So it's like basically, if I have a clear night, it's just like stars all over, just looking down at me and just smiling. And I'm just there with my bike and a light and just going for it. And there's darkness all around me and it's just beautiful. And there's so much information that comes through that. And there's so much release as well through my body. And anyway, so this information came where what happens is we as energetic beings, spiritual beings, we are energy. Everything's energy around us, from a rock to an animal to a plant. Everything is the same because it comes from the same source and vibrates in different levels, but basically all is energy. So what happens is that our consciousness, it's like if you dial into a radio and you have the AM or the FM and you have the different numbers. So basically our consciousness, our awareness is set in a number. And the more we become aware and awakened, we start to shift these dials. We go maybe 99.9 and we go to, I don't know, 105.5. And we're switching frequencies and vibrations. And the higher the frequency, the energy shifts and becomes faster in a way. And so in coming back to this concept that time, it's everything's happening simultaneously. Basically, what it is as your perception, as your consciousness shifts, your perception shifts, and so you're moving to this different dimension, to this different frequency that it wasn't there for you before, and you couldn't even imagine it, and now you can, and now it's actually what you're experiencing. So basically, consciousness just moves from one frequency to another one, and that's basically what it is. It doesn't mean that one doesn't exist. They all exist at the same time. What is happening is that you are basically conscious of one piece of it. And the more you awaken, the more you are aware of all these frequencies and opportunities, the more you can see, the more you can imagine, the more you can perceive and choose to perceive in different ways. So I hope this is something easy to grasp, because I'm still feel like I'm chewing on it, and I just love this concept. It's just it makes so much sense to me. So I hope this helps to you somehow, and so it perhaps it helps in the sense that, well, there's no need to worry about me making a wrong decision, because I already made this decision, and so it's the right decision. It's a decision that I can make now, and that I will make now. In this frequency, there's no other decision to be made. This is the only one, and so I make it. And that's it. Blessings to you, my dear friend.